Okay, you have to see this. The last 24 hours, Trump has not stopped posting on social media. AI videos of him attacking people, photos of him taking over Greenland. It's hard to keep up with at this point. I'll walk you through some of it, and fair warning, the further down you scroll, the weirder it gets. Here's the part I find funny. While Trump's been posting all day, the White House is out there trying to convince everyone he's been hard at work. Stephen Chung, one of his senior advisors, has spent the entire day posting the same tweet over and over, just changing a few words each time. Okay, so the newest one. It's 9:30 p.m. on a Saturday night, and Donald Trump is still in the Oval Office working hard for the American people. He simply would have won, Stephen Chung said. Cool. He posted that exact vibe at 8 p.m. too, and at 4 p.m. Same energy, same talking points, just on a loop. It's like he set a reminder on his phone. Meanwhile, the guy he's vouching for is on social media all day busting his own alibi. I genuinely don't know if these two are texting each other or what, but you can just look at Trump's feed and see he hasn't been working. Maybe his body's in the Oval Office. Sure, bodies can be in chairs. That's not what working means, though. Anyway, let's rewind to last night because this is where things really go off the rails. People were not happy about this one. It's an AI video of him attacking Stephen Colbert, and somewhere in his brain he went, "Yep, this one's a winner," posting it. May 22nd, 7:25 p.m. This is what the sitting president of the United States decided the country needed to see. Forget every actual thing on his desk. Look at this video.
Welcome back to our final broadcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Then his favorite dance song kicks in, and boom, AI Trump starts doing the little shuffle. The whole thing is fake. The crowd cheering in the background, fake. The stage, fake. Colbert's voice, fake. Trump in the video, also fake. It's just AI from top to bottom, and he uploaded it because he genuinely thought it was hilarious. This is the kind of slop your uncle shares on Facebook at 2 a.m. between conspiracy theories. Except it's not your uncle, it's the president. The one upside, if you can call it that, is Trump's basically dropped the act about being behind Colbert's cancellation. We already knew, not kind of knew. CBS and Paramount kept feeding everyone this line about how it was just business. The show was losing money, nothing personal. We had to cut the #1 show in late night for the budget. Sure. Meanwhile, the Trump-friendly family that now runs CBS and Paramount got leaned on, hard, by Trump himself. And with this video, he's basically winking at the camera and saying, "Yeah, that was me." Is he doing it on purpose? I have no idea. Depends how much credit you want to give the guy. So here's another one. Donald Trump just posted another AI image of himself in China. This went up May 23rd, 2026 at 8:59 in the morning. The man was up early, cranking out fake photos before most people had their coffee. The caption says, "China loves Trump." None of it's real. The image is generated, completely made up. And he put it online anyway because apparently he thought it looked good. Think about that for a second. The President of the United States is sitting there in the morning, sharing pictures of himself being adored by China. Not pictures from an actual visit, not real footage, just AI slop where a foreign government is fawning over him. And he likes it enough to share it with the world. I guess that's the part that gets me. He wants to be celebrated by China that badly. Badly enough to fake it, badly enough to manufacture the applause himself and pass it off as something worth seeing. Maybe in his head it makes him look powerful. To me, it just looks strange. Deeply strange. This is the sitting president posting fan art of himself, except he's the fan. And this happened today, within the last 24 hours. That's where we are. Here's another one. At 9:07 in the morning, he uploads a map of the Middle East. And on this map, Iran is covered in the American flag. The whole country, draped. And here's why that should make you stop. Trump has a pattern of doing this. He did it with Venezuela, he did it with Greenland. He's posted these images of foreign countries with the American flag thrown over them like a trophy. He did it with Canada too, saying, "I'm going to make it the 51st state." Sometimes he just posts the image with no caption. Sometimes he writes something like, United States of the Middle East, which is what he did here. So look at the pattern. Every country he's flagged this way, he's either threatened, sanctioned, invaded, or talked about absorbing. Venezuela, flagged, then invaded. Greenland, flagged, then pressured. Canada, flagged, then taunted about statehood. Now Iran gets the same treatment, and we're already at war with them. You tell me what that looks like. Because to me, it looks like a guy telegraphing his next move. Either he thinks it's a joke, in which case he's joking about annexing a country while bombs are dropping, or he's serious, in which case he's previewing an invasion on social media at 9 in the morning. Neither one is good. You don't post a foreign country wearing your flag while you're supposedly negotiating with them. That's not strategy, that's provocation. It inflames the situation. It tells Iran exactly what he's thinking, and it tells the rest of the world the United States is planning to swallow another country whole. Whether he means it as a bit or a blueprint, it's a stupid thing to put online. All right, here we go. So speaking of taking over other countries, check this one out. 9:08 in the morning, same posting spree. He drops a picture that says, "Hello, Greenland." And in the image, it's him, towering over the mountains, peeking down at the actual human beings who live there like he's playing with a dollhouse. Just picture that for a second. The President of the United States posting a cartoon of himself as a giant, staring down at a country he's been obsessed with for years. Who does that? Who wakes up and thinks, yeah, this is the move today? And the part that kills me is the people of Greenland hate this guy. And I don't mean they disagree with his policies. I mean they cannot stand him. Ask anyone who lives there. He has spent years bothering them, threatening them, talking about them like they're a piece of land for sale at an auction. These are people. They've got jobs. They've got kids in school. They want to be left alone. And instead, they've got the loudest man on the planet treating their home like it's his next acquisition. Now here's where it gets really good. His special envoy to Greenland, which, by the way, is Jeff Landry, the Republican governor of Louisiana, of all people, that guy was just there, boots on the ground. And the locals chased him out. I'm not exaggerating. They followed him around. They flipped him off in the street. They told him to go home, loud, to his face. That was the trip. That was the diplomatic mission. The official guy sent by the White House got booed through an entire country by regular working people who were just done with it. And then, while that humiliation is still fresh, while the envoy is basically still dusting himself off, Trump hops online and posts a picture of himself looming over their mountains like a final boss. You really cannot make this stuff up. It's 9:07 in the morning, and the President of the United States is at his computer making an AI picture of Ro Khanna in a sheep costume. The caption reads, "Sleazebag Ro Khanna, lies, lies, lies." That's where we are today. That's the work getting done before most people have finished their coffee. Now actually look at this picture. There's the sheep outfit, fine. But Khanna's also got gold chains hanging around his neck, a watch on his wrist, and it looks like he's got fangs, like he's been turned into a vampire while wearing the sheep getup. So apparently, he's also doing pretty well for himself financially. Drop a comment if you can figure out what any of this is meant to symbolize, because I've stared at it and I have no idea. Then comes the post itself. A Democrat, that's his new thing now. He just drops the B and calls them Democrats. The line continues. Don't allow this lying sleazebag on Fox News. And that last part is the giveaway. Fox News. Trump has been hammering Ro Khanna for days now. Multiple posts. All of it traces back to one source. Khanna goes on Fox, Trump sees him on the screen, and every television in the White House is permanently locked on Fox News. So Khanna's face appears, Trump gets agitated, and then the phone comes out and we get sheep vampire artwork before lunch. That's the whole pattern. He watches Fox, Something annoys him, so he posts. The cable news cycle is running the president's social media account. So Ro Khanna fired back at Trump with something pretty hilarious. He posted, "Congratulations on your wedding at Donald Trump Jr. Sorry for distracting your dad with this important work." And the reason that lands so hard is because Trump skipped his own son's wedding, saying he was just way too swamped with work to show up. And then you look at what he's actually doing. This is the so-called busy work that kept Donald Trump from being there for his son on his wedding day. The guy just doesn't like his son. Honestly, that's really all there is to it. So get this. Trump posted at 12:55 p.m., basically patting himself on the back for trending on TikTok. The post reads, 60 billion views across all TikToks on Trump, 13 billion views across all videos on Operation Epic Fury, 2 billion views across all TikToks thanking Donald Trump. And the list rolls on from there. He's treating raw view counts like a victory lap. Here's the thing though. Views aren't applause. A massive chunk of those 60 billion are people roasting him or watching just to be mad. Engagement isn't approval, and he has to know that. Now look at what's missing from his little brag sheet. Nothing about the Epstein files. Zero. He'll happily tally views on peace deal videos or Iran stuff, but the Epstein numbers? Conveniently absent. Funny how that works. And here's where it gets sketchier. The people who just took over TikTok? Trump-friendly donors, his own crowd. So he's publicly hyping a platform owned by his allies, and that platform seems to be pumping his content right back at users. He boosts them, they boost him. Sounds an awful lot like a quiet handshake deal hiding in plain sight. But hey, maybe I'm seeing things. You tell me. So at 8:59 in the morning, Trump hopped online to brag about the stock market, which, let's be honest, tells you almost nothing about how regular people are actually doing. Most Americans don't even own stocks. The market can be booming and your grocery bill still wrecks you. Wall Street going up mostly helps people who are already rich. It doesn't do much for young folks trying to make rent or middle-income families just trying to keep their heads above water. This is Trump grasping at whatever shiny number he can find. He's reaching because what else has he got? Everything feels rough right now. Nobody's walking around thrilled with how things are going. So he posts these little graphics online like that's supposed to settle the argument. That's the whole strategy. Then there's this other gem. Some guy named Colin Montgomery hails Trump International Golf Link as the greatest 36 holes of golf in the world. Trump posted that at 12:59 p.m., just sitting there, middle of the workday, sharing compliments about his own golf course. The man's supposed to be running a country. There are real problems on the table, and he's online soaking up praise about fairways and greens. Tells you exactly where his head is. And then, to cap it all off, at 12:56 p.m., Trump shares an article titled, "Trump's Fixation on Heaven is Good for America." Let that sink in for a second. This is the same man who openly admitted he doesn't think he's making it into heaven. His own words. He's also the walking opposite of pretty much every major religion you can name. He's cheated on every wife he's had, he's racked up criminal charges, he's ripped people off in business deals going back decades, he's signed off on strikes in the Middle East that killed innocent kids, including that school he still won't acknowledge and probably never will. So whose heaven is this fixation good for, exactly? Not his by his own admission. If there's any version of the afterlife with a gatekeeper, he's not exactly on the short list. The whole framing is absurd. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up right there. I just wanted to walk you through some of the actual posts Trump's been firing off, while his White House is out here trying to sell the public on this idea that he's hard at work. The audacity is wild. Genuinely insane stuff. Thanks so much for sticking with me to the end. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Drop a like, leave a comment, tell me what you make of all this nonsense. Hope the rest of your day treats you well, and I'll catch you in the next one.